Well, hello everybody. And in today's video, I want to talk to the majority of golfers out there. And I'm talking probably 70% of you. And explain to you why you should always be aiming towards the middle of the green, okay? And it's a term that we call shot dispersion, okay? It's when you stand there and hit shots, what is the dispersion pattern of the results, okay? Nobody stands there and hits the ball right at the target every single time. Obviously, the better player you are, you're going to have a smaller dispersion pattern. The worse player you are, you're going to have a greater dispersion pattern. And I'm going off of some numbers today from Hack Motion, which is a training aid that's for the wrist, and they've done a lot of research, and this was off of their website. So they say that the average golfer has a shot dispersion with a 7-iron in their hand of 35 to 40 yards. Now, I'm going to give you a break here, and I'm going to say that might be a little bit too wide, but this is what they're saying. But I'm going to go off of a shot dispersion pattern today of 25 yards. Okay, so let's say we've got a shot dispersion of 25 yards. According to Hack Motion, that's like a 5 or 6 handicapper. They say a 5 handicapper with a 7-iron is 20 to 25 yards. So we're going to go a 25-yard dispersion pattern, and let's see what the results are. Before we jump into this and I show you the realities here, if you're really wanting to improve your golf game, hit the subscribe button down there, because that's what I'm here for. I'm just helping you to shoot lower scores. So let's go and let me show you the example. All right, so I'm on the first hole here at Azalea City, and we've got a yellow flag today. It's back in the back of the green, okay? And as we get back to the back of the green, it gets a little more narrow back here. All right, so just showing you the sides of the green. And here's the problem with this shot dispersion and all of you average golfers trying to aim at the flag all the time. So I'm going off of the 25 yards with a 7-iron. And you can see this orange cone over here. This was 12 paces to the right of the flag. And you can see how this is barely on the green. Okay, I'm gonna lift this back up and show you the flag. Okay, so if you've missed right inside of your dispersion pattern, you're on the green still. So you're safe there. But here's where the problem comes in. Let's go over here and look at what happens to the balls that you miss left. Okay, again, I have stepped off 12 paces. Look where this cone is. It's off the green and going down a hill. So you can hit a good shot that ends up over here off the green and down that hill, and now you have ruined your chances for scoring. Now, this first green at Azalea City is pretty much just round, okay? It gets a little, obviously you get up towards the front and the back, it gets a little narrower, but that was a pretty good example of if you aimed at that flag, some of your shots are going to miss the green. So you as the average golfer, what you have to do is you have to locate places on the green where your shot dispersion fits. Okay, so if we look out here, I've got another orange cone, and I have put this orange cone right in basically the middle of the green, or in a spot where 12 paces that way and 12 paces that way, both of those are on the green. So if you are that average golfer, this is where you should be aiming, regardless of where the pin is. Now, you're going to have a little bit of room forward of that spot and a few paces behind that spot, actually where you could fly the ball. But understand now, I am only talking about our dispersion left to right. I'm not talking about dispersion front to back. We have that as well. So ideally, I would say that if you're an average golfer and you've got a 7-iron in your hand on this hole, that should be the only spot on this green that you ever aim. Because that is going to allow all of your good shots to finish on the green. and then you just have to deal with the putts. Okay, let me show you another example on this green of what I'm talking about and where you can get yourself in trouble. So here's a popular pin placement on this first green. It's what we would call front right, okay? Really almost middle right. But that cone is sitting on an old hole, okay? I've now turned the camera, the fairway, your shots are coming this direction here. Now, if I aim at this cone, left, my dispersion pattern is fine. Left, my dispersion pattern is on the green. But look at where my dispersion pattern to the right is, okay? I have stepped off again 12 paces, and look where I am. I'm down here again off the green on a slope that when this ball is going to hit, it's going to go down here even farther. So aiming at this pin placement, my good shots that are going to be within my dispersion pattern, but on the right side, are missing the green. Well, that's just not good, because that average golfer, you don't really have the short game skills to get up and down that often. So you're creating bogeys while you're hitting good shots. So we have to be smarter in where we aim. Now, that right there, our first green, is a very benign example. There's not that much trouble around the green except for the slopes. Now, think about if you're aiming at a pin that's that's over on the right-hand side of a green, and to the right of the green is a bunker. Well, you're putting yourself into a situation where your good shots that miss to the right are going to end up in the bunker. You can't do that, okay? So when you're out on your golf course, figure out the places on your greens where your shots are going to fit. Get an understanding of what your dispersion pattern is, and remember, it's not real tight. You're not hitting it in there 10 feet one side or the other. You're not hitting it in there 20 feet one side or the other. You know, it's going to be more than that. You get into that 10, 20 feet, you're talking tour player stuff. So be realistic and aim into safe places. Now let me show you another example of this as to how it can help you. Okay, I'm back to the example of pin placement over here on the right side of the green. So here's our flag right here, this middle cone. Okay, you can see I've got a cone over here to the right and I've got a cone over here to the left. This is the flag, all right? But this is as far right on the green as I need my ball to be. If I aimed at that flag, you just saw the other example, my miss to the right is off the green. So I have paced off 12 steps from there, which puts me right here. So this is where I need to be aiming on this green to allow my miss to the right to stay on the green. But here's the beautiful thing. Where do all my misses to the right end up? Over there close to the hole. So half the time, I'm giving myself a really nice look at birdie, okay? If I'm hitting my good shots. Now, my other half are gonna miss over here left, but they're on the green and I just now have a long putt that I have to manage. But I'm not putting myself into situations of having to get up and down and wedges and all of that stuff. So if you aim to the middle of the green, and which in this case is left of the hole, half your shots are going to end up over there close to the hole. What's wrong with that? Instead of everybody thinking we got to fire it right at that flag. Well, let me wrap this video up in the shade. Well, I hope that this little demonstration, and very simple demonstration, of shot dispersion and choosing the proper target on the green makes sense to you. Drop me a comment below and let me know if this is a little different than how you aim normally. Because if you're the person that's firing at every single flag stick, you're setting yourself up for failure. So pick the spot on your greens that's a safe place to play. I just caddied yesterday, okay, from one of my, let's say one of my best junior student. He was trying to qualify for the U.S. Junior, and he missed by 2 strokes. He ended up shooting 2 under par. It took 4 under par to get into a playoff, but he played a very, very good round of golf. We had 1 mishap on 1 hole, but the whole practice round, this is what we were doing. I kept saying to him, okay, look at this fairway. Look where the wide part of this fairway is. Yes, you could hit driver and it could go farther on some of the holes, but look how narrow it got up there. You know, they say a tour player's shot dispersion from right to left with a driver in his hand with a tee shot is like 67 yards. So wherever they're aiming, they're missing by, 30 yards right and left all the time. Yes, some of them are going right down the pipe, but there are ones that are to the right and the left are way off. And so you can't aim into trouble. And so yesterday we did a really good job of managing his golf ball, and there were just flags that were on the green. And just like, okay, you can't aim at that flag. We've got to aim over there a little to the left, or we've got to aim over there a little bit to the right to allow your golf ball to finish on the green so that you have a putt. Well, I'd like to thank y'all so much for coming into this video. I really do hope it helps you with your course management, with your strategizing around your golf course. Again, if you're really wanting to learn to play better golf, hit that subscribe button, because again, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you play better golf. Well, it's a scorching day here in Mobile, and I'm done for the day, so I'm going to go home and get in the air conditioner for a little while and have some lunch. But I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you.